Hope you're settling into the day nicely. Got a fresh brief for you. Let's see how the tape is shaping up before a big 48 hours. Plenty to walk through with FOMC on deck and crypto sitting on its back foot. Let's check in on crypto first. Bitcoin's parked around 66,100, off about 1% on the day, and Ethereum's softer at 1777, down a touch over 1%. Here's the part worth chewing on. Fear and greed just printed 23, deep in extreme fear, and we've now spent 15 days in that zone. But the 7-day trend is actually rising, up 13 points from a 10 print. So sentiment is repairing even as price wobbles. Historically, when we've been this scared, the index drifts about 9 points higher over the next month, which lines up with the slow bleed then bounce pattern. Solana's at 73 3/4, also down around 1%, and the alt tape is broadly red with Cardano off 5 and SUI off 4. The one bright spot is hype, ripping over 5% and pulling hyperliquid volumes with it. Let's see how stocks closed. The S&P sits at 754.66 cents, up about 1%, with the Dow tagging a record on the back of that US-Iran deal headline. VIX collapsed to 1620, which tells you the fear bid in options has fully unwound from the spike earlier this month. Premier had a monster day, up 77% on a corporate catalyst, but breadth under the surface is thin. Watch 750 on the S&P as your line. Lose it and the FOMC hedges come back quick. Commodities side, WTI crude is at 80.70 cents, down just under 0.5% as the Iran deal cools the war premium. Gold's holding firm at 43.31, up 1/3%, which is interesting given equities ripped. Gold usually softens on risk on, but it's not. That tells you the dollar weakness and rate cut hopes are still bid underneath. Now to the headlines driving tone. The Wall Street rally story is squarely pinned on the US-Iran deal, which knocked oil lower and let the Dow print a record. On the geopolitical side, China embracing Myanmar's president is a slow burn legitimacy story. Not market moving today, but worth filing. And the form filings flow is just noise. Light news day overall, which is why the tape feels like it's holding its breath. Looking ahead, import and export prices land today at 12:30 UTC, alongside housing starts, both useful inflation tells before the main event. The FOMC rate decision hits tomorrow at 18 UTC, with Powell's presser 30 minutes later. That's your volatility catalyst. Everything until then is positioning. That's it for today. Head over to Trada for the full real-time terminal with the liquidation map and fear and greed widgets, your own custom strategy tabs, and the AI sparring partner watching the tape with you. Happy trading!